Diana from Adirondack Girl at Heart. Today I wanted to share with you some of my finds from this past weekend. My sweet husband and I took a drive out to the antique shop where I have my antique booth because we finally opened after being closed for a little over 2.5 months. So that was very exciting to bring up some new merchandise and to clean things up and make things look fresh and inviting. So on the way, we made 2 stops. The first was at a house that had advertised on Facebook Marketplace that they were doing a clean out, and there was a dumpster in the driveway, and they said just knock on the door, there were antiques inside. So we pulled in there and saw a lot of stuff on the curb, but nothing really exciting. I knocked on the door and there was no answer. It was so sad. But we took a peek into the dumpster and it was also full and therefore very hard to reach anything. But there were a lot of albums there, and my daughter has a record player and loves to listen to records. She's a theater major, so she really loves Broadway show tunes. So we found a few things that might be interesting to her. Here's lush and mellow instrumental hits from My Fair Lady, Music Man, The Most Happy Fella, Ray Charles singers, more Broadway tunes, Arthur Fiedler and the Boston Pops, and the Beatles just sounded interesting. Harry Belafonte. This I bought because I know I've read that certain jazz and blues albums are really valuable, and so I thought, oh, it'll be interesting to do a little research and see if that's worth anything. And we love to listen to records at Christmas time, so we found a Christmas album also. And before we left the dumpster, I found this vintage hanger, which is from the Plaza Hotel. So that makes it kind of doubly collectible. It's a vintage hanger, which some people collect, but then the Plaza. I have been setting aside hangers, vintage and antique hangers now for a little while, getting ready to do a blog post, so this will be a nice addition to that. So that was all free. Then we drove on to the next advertised sale. That was also a clean out of an estate, and when we got there we found out that everything in the yard, which was pretty full, was free. So that was super exciting. Unfortunately, we did not find a lot of things, but my husband did. He found several sets of white Christmas lights, and that will be good because I use them in my shop to brighten things up, and they go out all the time. This one is super long, so we're going to be using that in our on our staircase. I put a garland on the staircase, and those white lights seem to go out all the time. So this is just the tip of the iceberg in Christmas lights that my husband found and brought home with him. The free things I picked up are a couple of pairs of scissors. These I think are just some kind of medical scissor. These are from West Germany, signed Solingen. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly or not, but it is and was a scissor and knife production center, really of the world. Very high quality pieces come out of that area in Germany, and I have a blog post dedicated to collecting vintage and antique scissors and shears, so I'll put a link to that below. So those were free, and then I grabbed this little box of ornament hangers. I liked the graphics on that. And then inside they had a few things for sale, not a lot, and I picked up this thermos because I love thermoses. I decorate with them at Christmas and in the fall. This is a nice neutral color, and I'm planning a blog post about thermoses also at some point in the near future, so I'll be talking about it more then. This is a thermos by the company called Thermos. $1. That was $1. And the last thing I picked up at that sale is this little footed candy dish. That's what I would call it. This is a piece of glass, art glass by Fenton. I know that because this clear edge to the milk glass is a pattern that they produced called Silver Crest. If this were pink, it would be called Pink Crest or Peach Crest. So it does come in a number of different colors. The clear is known as Silver Crest. Really pretty ruffle here, and it's worth about, depending on where you sell it, $10 to $25, $30. Like I said, depending on where you decide to sell it. And I don't sell a lot of thermoses because, like I said, I decorate with them, but when I have too many and I decide to sell a few, I sell them for between $10 and $20. I would probably put $12 on this thermos. And I do have a blog post all about collecting Fenton, and I have a Fenton price guide that you can access when you subscribe to my blog. I hope you enjoyed seeing my finds, and I wish you all happy hunting.